Good morning, and congratulations to the #1 Century 21 firm in the entire world. That is awesome. On behalf of the entire business development team, I want to take a moment and congratulate you on a spectacular achievement. Congratulations. You have something else you need to be proud of too. You're a triple platinum broker again. You've been platinum in 2010, 2011. You were triple platinum in 2012, and you're triple platinum again in 2013. Let me put that into some perspective for you. There are literally thousands of real estate companies underneath the Realogy umbrella. Only 450 of those real estate companies even qualify to be a principal broker and have the Cartus business. So you're talking about the elite of the elite that are even in this dance. But you are elite among them as well. Of those 450 companies, only 26 made platinum. And in fact, only 40 total territories. Other companies have multiple territories like we do. Only 40 total territories made platinum. Since you have 3 of them, that means that 7.5% of all of the platinum territory in the entire country belongs to Century 21 New Millennium. Outstanding, and congratulations. Although I have to say, I'm not surprised given that it was done by the #1 Century 21 agents in the entire world. Well, you make my job easy. My job is to tell people why they should be doing more business with us. And they're listening to your results. Our total referrals were up 22% in 2012. Our total settlements were up 36%. Our average sales price was up 2% to $374,000. And our average A-Team agent settled 9.6 pieces of company-generated business, up 15%. Some simple aspirations for my team this year: to be the most professional department in the industry, to do our job with integrity and with sincerity, and to always have a positive attitude. We know that this business can have stress, have a lot of complications, and we want to do everything that we can to make it easy and so that we can all focus on being as successful as we possibly can be. We're going to do our renewals in March. The cost for our renewals will remain the same at $240. In the first quarter, your branch leader will be working with you to do a listing certification program. They will roll that program out for you, and as more details are available, they'll be sure to announce those to you. And we'll do that again in the second quarter with a buyer certification program. If you are on the corporate listing team, that module will be done separately from the main A-Team training. That is the module that has information about amended sales and inventory and BMA variances. And since it's fairly complex and not everyone does it, we'll keep that module separate, and you'll come in separately if you're on that team. Well, you've been asking for it for a long time, and USAA has delivered it. On February 25th, 2013, the last of the USAA paper surveys will be mailed, and the first of the electronic emails for surveys will go to the member. Obviously, what's important is that we have the correct email address to send that to, and only the member can change their email address with USAA. So we're going to reprogram ReloSpec to tell them, just like we tell them now, how to make sure that their mailing address is correct. We'll make sure that they understand how to change their email address if they haven't done so. Most members will already have made that change if their email address did change, because that's where all of their banking information is connected to. Want to let you know that we will have a copy of the survey for you. We don't have that yet, but we know that it's exactly the same questions, and that the only difference is that there is no numbering before the question. We know that the most important questions are, first of all, what was their overall experience, and can they say that it was a 10 out of a 10? And then secondly, and more intuitively, there will be a question specifically about you, the agent, and that we need to be a 10 out of 10 in that as well. One thing that I will tell you is that we have experience working electronically with the NFCU survey, and the return rate is drastically higher. And we believe it'll be drastically higher with the USAA survey going electronic as well. One thing that we will not be able to do is re-trigger the survey. That has to do with USAA and a concern about their emails turning into spam. I won't bore you with the technology of it. It's just important for us to know that we will not be able to re-trigger the survey, so we just need to do it right up front. Again, we're going to reprogram ReloSpec all on the timing and everything, so you have an opportunity to tell us if you don't want anybody to be reminded about it, and you have an opportunity. We'll try to time an email out to you to let you know we think the member is going to get the survey in the next couple of days, and now would be a good time to give them a call. Corporate listing agents. I think if you live in the Northern Virginia area, you know that ExxonMobil is going to be moving a lot of people. And I know that a lot of those people reside in Northern Virginia, but some of them are over in Maryland, stretching all the way down towards our Fredericksburg area and in Washington, D.C. So we'll probably have a need to have more corporate listing agents, and certainly when anybody hears that a move of this size is going on, I'm sure everybody would like to be involved. Want to set some expectations about who should be involved in this business. Understand that when you're dealing with a corporate listing, Cardis faces the potential purchase of that property and the expense of holding it in inventory. When you're talking about a move like this where they could be exposed to 1,800 properties, they're going to want to have and work with people that have a very proven listing conversion record, but more importantly, people that are very detail-oriented with their paperwork. They want to know every single piece of information that there is, and they want to know it timely. So a demonstration of organizational excellence is a must. If you struggle with your updates, or you struggle with getting your paperwork turned in on time in terms of final sales or things like that, this is not a good business for you, and you won't enjoy it, and it's just not a good thing to sign up for. But if you want to step up to it and paperwork and the detail is okay by you, it can be a very obviously profitable piece of the business, and we encourage anybody to come forward to their branch leader and have a conversation about whether or not this business is a good fit for them. If you're currently on the team, you should have received a quick learning module from Kerry Mulvey that had to do with how the market updates are done and what the new procedures are. If you did not get that training, would you please shoot an email to relo@c21nm.com, and Kerry will reply back to you and make sure that you have the right procedures. The dead lead form is no longer needed. The dead lead procedure is absolutely still needed. So we're just changing how we're going to do this. We look at the end of the year every year and try to think, what could we do differently? What are we doing that we don't need to be doing? So we're going to take the form out of play, and we're just going to have it be sent in the form of an email. So remember that the only way that you can close out a lead is through your branch leader. If you put it in an update or you send it to Relo@, nothing will close out and the updates will keep coming. If you send a dead lead, subject line dead lead, and the file number to your branch leader, and then in that email give a reasoning for why you want to close it out, the branch leader will then forward that email over to Relo@, assuming that they approve the idea and want to close that referral out. Doing that to try to make it easier for you, and doing that to try to speed up communication. Don't want anybody looking around for the form and delaying telling anyone because they don't know where the form is. If we can speed that up a little bit, there's always a chance that our department knows a little piece of information, or USAA knows a little piece of information, something that might resurrect that file. So the quicker we can communicate, the more chances that we have to find a couple of files that we might be able to resurrect and sell a home with. We have some pretty steep accountabilities and goals for 2013, and the first two are mine. We want to be able, from the business development department, to send 7,800 referrals out to our branches, and we expect to settle at least 2,500 settlements. We set aggressive goals every year, and we beat them every year because I told you, your story is an easy one to tell, and you guys are doing a fantastic job. With the increase in business that we've seen, our goals have gone up. So in order to make platinum next year, we need to focus on getting 351 friends and family settlements next year, 154 USAA AGR settlements, 39 NFCU AGR settlements. We'll need, as good partners, to demonstrate a 60% mortgage capture for honoring the source, and a 75% title capture honoring the source. Most of the time, the title company is our own company. We also need to demonstrate excellent service ratings greater than 92% of the time. To meet that goal, we've got to meet it together. And that really starts with the business development department first. We have to be out there corporately developing AGRs, corporately developing friends and family, so that as the goals keep going up, we don't ask that all of that be shouldered by people other than us. And we've been doing that. One thing that we've been doing is in the electronic leads, we're scrubbing every electronic lead that comes in, and we ask the question, where are you coming from and where are you going to? And we've found quite a few friends and family out of our electronic leads, even in cases where we didn't help them buy or sell a house in our area. The other thing that we found, and I think this is really important and an aha for you, is we've taken that opportunity to ask them often if they have served in the military or if they belong to USAA or NFCU. We know that the average electronic lead has about a 3 to 5% chance of closing. But if you can build loyalty with them and enroll them into a separate program, that chance goes way, way up. So it's a great idea for you to kind of think, hey, how can I engage more of my electronic leads by asking them about services they need where they're going, or military organizations that they might belong to. In addition, it's my goal to be on the bases, and I always make sure that myself personally, that I've met or exceeded the goal each year. In the last year, I settled 2 outbounds or friends and families and an AGR. My whole team focuses the same way, and they're all individually trying to come up with referrals for the same. One thing that we thought we needed to do to increase our agent-generated referrals is make it and enhance it for you, the agent. And so starting in 2013, all agent-generated referrals will be paid at the agent split. So hopefully that is really great news to everybody. I gave an example, showed you that our average sales price is $372,000 or $374,000. And I did one here at $350,000 as an AGR, showing you that an agent at an 80% split would take home about $5,250. Notice that there's no agent flat fee commission that is charged, and that was a policy that was instituted last year, and that policy remains the same. Many of you probably saw the second bullet at the top of this slide, and next year, in order to try to help you meet your quarterly activity requirement, we still have 1 placement per active quarter. For every quarter that you're fully on the team, you need to make 1 placement. But last year, only friends and family counted as a placement. Now, friends and family and AGRs count as a placement. In addition, only friends and family settlements counted as your settlement. Now, friends and family and AGRs count as settlements. Once you've actually gotten a settlement, you have no quarterly requirements for the rest of the year, and all you have to do is focus on meeting your yearly goal at that point. Anytime you fall behind, so if you get to the end of the first quarter and you don't have your placement, catching up is still an option. What happens is you're suspended from getting any new leads until you find a placement. But if you believe that you have the ability to do that and find a placement, that's the best option. If you get to the end of the quarter and you think, I just don't have any prospects and I want to remain active in the lead pool, then the Wipe the Slate Clean program will still be offered at the end of each quarter. We'll give notification to your branch leader, usually about 2 weeks notice, and they'll let you know and give that to you as an option. Our business building goals went up, and our business building accountabilities have gone up. So the yearly goal now is 2 settlements. Remember that last year only friends and family counted. Now friends and family and AGRs count. But we do need to have 2 settlements at the end of the year. Gave you some examples of how the money works. Our average friends and family earns about $950 for the agent. So if at the end of the year you were able to settle 2, on average you'd earn about $1,900. If you settled 2 AGRs, we showed you the example before of about $5,250. So on average, if you settled 2 AGRs, you'd earn about $10,500. You could also do 1 friends and family and 1 AGR, in which on average you'd earn about $6,200. If you need to do the Wipe the Slate Clean program, the cost remains the same. It's $375, but it counts as only 1 settlement. So if you don't get any settlements in the year, potentially you would have to do the Wipe the Slate Clean twice, in which case the cost of the program went up $375. That is not the goal of this department. That is not the goal of your branch leaders, and that is not going to happen. We're going to do everything that we can to make sure that everybody can meet this goal. What's it going to take to win Platinum in 2013? Well, I'll tell you what, a lot of the metrics are the same, and you're really good at them, and you're going to be really good at them again. But how they've changed the way that Platinum works, I look at it and try to think, okay, what do we really need to be focused on in order to make sure that in 2014 we can have the same smiles on our face and be celebrating the same way that we did in 2013? And the big one is, and we already kind of showed it to you, is AGRs. The way Platinum is set up, we're going to have to make our AGR goals. And so we're going to have a big focus on improving our performance there. Also, I talked to you about ExxonMobil and the potential that we might have more business there. Well, that's going to be a major focus. We're very, very good at that. It's really that we're just going to have more volume, and so we're going to have to really make sure that we're watching what we're doing. We're going to have an overall focus on all of our listings. There are actually points that we can earn for conversion in listings, and we've really started to move the needle on that with some focus. So we're going to continue that focus and hope that we can maybe earn a couple of points there. It's going to be really important because there are 2 negatives to the new system for Platinum, and they potentially could affect us, but we're not going to let it happen. First of all, final sale reporting. So as an agent, your responsibility, once you've settled a transaction, is to turn it into the office within 24 hours. That starts a timeline, so we have a total amount of time to get that to Cardis. We have to get it to Cardis on time 95% of the time, or we lose one of our Platinum points. That's new. That's never been in the equation before. So a real focus on please, 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 as soon as you make a settlement, if you're sitting at the title company, ask them to send the paperwork right over for you so you can do it right then and there and be done with it. Also, when you take a listing, we're going to need the listing information. And in that listing information, we're looking specifically for the sales price, for the start date for the listing, and for the expiration date for the listing. That information has to be provided timely, and again, we potentially can lose a point if we don't do that. So you may get a few phone calls from us if you've gone on a listing appointment and not provided that information. The key focuses for this month: number 1, celebrate your success. You are a triple platinum broker, but more importantly, you are the number 1 Century 21 firm in the world, and that is awesome. Tell everybody. Have a big smile on your face. Success breeds success. I guarantee you there's going to be more business coming into this company than we know what to do with. And then obviously from a relocation standpoint, we're going to focus on friends and family and AGRs, try to get everybody off to a great start, try to make sure that when we reach the end of the year, that's not an issue for us. To do that, we want to remind you of a few things. First of all, we have a pretty extensive program for our friends and family. The most important thing that you can focus on is the friends and family letter. The letter is a great letter, and you're welcome to do anything that you'd like with that letter. If you like the letter as is, slap your picture on it and use it in your marketing and send it out to people. If you want to change it in any way to customize it for yourself, you can do that. It's our own mark, and we own it, so you can make changes to it. Most importantly, I just want you to read that letter and think about how are you different in this capacity. Anybody in the world can look somebody up on the internet. Anybody in the world can refer somebody. But very few companies are set up to help people buy and sell real estate anywhere in the world like you are. And we need to have that message in our head. We need to be listening for people that have that need, and we need to know exactly what to say to them. And I think the messages are here in this letter. You may say them differently than I say them, but the key is that we're going to help people, and we're going to earn the commission that we receive by being involved and being the trusted guidance all the way through. There are marketing materials to tell people about this, a couple of flyers. There is a postcard that you can order. We'll continue to develop some programs for you to try to make sure that you can burn this into the minds of people. There's also if you go onto the Century 21 website and click on the relocation tab, you'll see something that says community videos. You can use that community video network to show videos for any chamber of commerce in the entire country who has produced one. So not just here in our own area, but anywhere in the country. So think of the ways that you can use that to tell people, hey, I've got all this great information about anywhere you want to go. I'm your guide. I'm the person that you call, and I'll set you up through this great network that I belong to, and I've got all kinds of tools and systems to help you. This might be an interesting thing to put onto your social media. To get to information on where all of this stuff is, you see the big red arrow, and it's pointing at a tab on the dashboard called My Relocation. When you click on My Relocation, you go into www.nmreloagent.com, and all of our forums and information about how to order marketing materials are all underneath marketing. So we are continuing to build that site out, and we'll focus on that. Anytime we do a training, anything that I'm talking about, we'll try to make sure that it's sitting there for you, so it's all in one simple place. There's also a business development Facebook page. If many of you have joined it, and thank you. If you haven't joined it, please join it now. Here's what we're going to do differently. We've stopped all of the drip of any kind of rain or other real estate information that you're already getting. On this page, we're going to put very specific messages that are all geared towards helping you develop a friends and family referral or an AGR. So we'll be putting videos and all kinds of things. If you look on the right side of the screen, the CEO of Cardis put out a great video that talks about the Cardis network, how they've provided trusted guidance over the last 60 years, and we just simply put a quick statement about Century 21 New Millennium in that. If you like it, great. You can share it with everybody in your sphere, get a message out, and we'll try to have something there every week. The concept is consistency. You want to every week tell people, you know what, anywhere in the world that you want to buy real estate, you need to talk to me. Boy, if you're a military member or have a family that has served in the military, first phone call you need to make is me. So we're going to give you consistent messages that you can put out weekly. If you like them, click on them, share them out to your sphere in the Facebook world, and you're done. So summarizing what we've just talked about, there's some organizational goals that we need to be aware of, and we want to commit to those. We want to commit to some of the new business goals. I know that that's a raised game, but I know that we can all step up to it, and we'll be platinum again in 2014. Please join the business development page. That's really important. And I want you to think about calendaring time to do to market your friends and family and your military partnerships. If you just, at a minimum, do the business development Facebook page, you need to have that on the calendar. When am I going to go check that out, grab it, and put something out onto Facebook? And if you want to develop it a little bit more, I think that that's a good idea. Asking everybody to think, are there 15 minutes a week that you can sit down and make sure that you're getting a message out so there's consistency into the market? Great handout for you. I want to close by just congratulating you again on an unbelievable achievement. To be #1 in the world is phenomenal, and I congratulate you, and I enjoy working with you, and I'm looking forward to a fantastic 2013.